诺贝尔经济奖得主 Robert Engle 应台湾桥梁计划访台，2月2日在东海大学以 A Financial Approach to Climate Risk 为题发表演说。Robert Engle 研发 ARCH 模型，为金融市场资产定价、评估投资风险不可或缺的工具，于2003年与 Clive Granger 共同获得诺贝尔经济学奖。他曾多次访台，与台湾有深厚渊源。当年博士论文指导教授为中研院院士刘大中，在台湾有多位门生。台湾桥梁计划由中研院、台湾大学携手东海大学等学研机构与世界和平基金会共同推动。
I studied physics and mathematics, and I always thought I was going to be a physicist. So in fact, I went to graduate school to study physics at Cornell, and I spent a lot of time in the basement of the physics building doing superconductivity experiments. And I realized that if I was really successful in physics, there would be 10 people in the world that could understand what I did. And that wasn't enough. I wanted to do something that was more interesting to more people and had more benefits to the world. Now, it probably turns out that superconductivity has a lot of benefits to the world too, but that was what I wanted to do, things that more people could understand. Economics was the most mathematical of the social sciences, so I gravitated toward economics. President Trump has been very anxious to stimulate the fossil energy companies. So what he has done is actually trying to stimulate them at the same time as he's trying to slow down the renewable energy. And the net effect of that is to reduce the termination risk for coal and gas companies so that they don't think that their lifetime is going to be as short as maybe we thought it was before. Actually, I don't think he's been very effective at that, in spite of all his efforts. I think they are still concerned about termination risk, and I think investors are still concerned that oil and gas don't have an infinite lifetime anymore either. I think his policy is in exactly the wrong direction. He is doing so many things that I think are actually going to be bad for the United States, and most of them are going to be bad for the rest of the world too. A bubble is where you invest in something not because you think it has value, but because you think somebody else is going to buy it from you at a higher price later. So a bubble doesn't really have an economic value by itself. It's more who is going to be the last person in this, and then it will collapse. And you recognize bubbles often by the fact that people are buying things that they don't really need or want or have value. In the U.S., we had, during the financial crisis, we had a bubble, we thought, in the housing market. And it turned out, of course, that many people were buying second and third homes, and they had no intention of living in them. They were just going to sell them again later. And so when it collapsed, they just sold them. That, I think, is a similar story to what happened in the real estate bubble in China. So the question is, does that describe AI? And I think the answer is no, because the AI companies have products that have value that are being used. Microsoft and Amazon and Facebook are giant companies with lots of revenue, and they're putting this revenue in where they think it's profitable. So I don't really think that it's the same story. I don't think it's a bubble. We had a bubble in the internet around 2000. We call that the dot-com bubble. And there were many companies that hadn't even started yet, that had all this capital. They didn't know what they were going to do with it. And they went bankrupt. And there was no business associated with them at that point. So I think it's different. I don't mean that the AI is not going to go down, that some of these investments will not, retract. But I don't think they're going to go collapse the same way other bubbles have done, right? The dot-com bubble.